Okay, it seems it's shooting. Hello guys, my name is Lorenzo and this video is to talk about my experience on how to learn programming and also some tips of how to keep learning programming. I'm just a financial developer that really loves programming and want to sum up my experience and opinions on the matter. If it works for you as someone that wants to learn programming or wants to make a change in their career. So, to begin with, my background is I was in my Master of Finance, just like any common guy that use Microsoft Excel to do their own daily task, for personal task and for the work. And by a suggestion of a teacher, I give it a shot to programming. The option that the programming language that I chose was Python. Why, you ask? Mainly because it is used for data. Everything that is related to Microsoft Excel, you can do it in Python, and you are more free if you want to. Day by day, I see progress in my task and see how all my Microsoft Excels were converted to Python script, and a task that took me hours and hours finally end up in scripts that when I just result output, if you want to, and I was free. I was gaining my time back. So I made a list on how of what were like the tips that I will say to start all over again. And in my case, I will say learn based on your need. You can follow your passion and that is totally okay, but when you are a grown up, you have to realize, you have to evaluate the pros and cons of every approach to see which one maximize your benefit and what are the costs related to that. If you want to afford them or not, it's up to you. In my case, in financial task, the best choice on the matter is Python. Why? Because you can do everything related to data to begin with. Then is to change your environment. It's like, do not rely only on knowing Python. I mean, you can start on how to work with data, but you have to understand how the computer works. For that, you have to know what it is the front end of an app, what is the back end, what is an API. Everything is completely new to you, and you have to know what is the best tool for the task that you have to accomplish. And you have to remember that in mind is that every programming language or software that you use is just a tool to accomplish a certain task. You tend to lose what is like the goal that you are trying to achieve, and you are like trying to prove a point. I don't know why. We are everyone guilty of this. That you want to like be like really smart of how to do a certain task that no one else understand except you, and that is also like another point of this. It's like being a good developer is like almost a synonym of being a good person. It means like you are very good on how to communicate the state of the program that you are making, that everyone else understand your code, because if you only are the one that can maintain that code doesn't have any value at all. Because if you leave a company and no one can read your code and no one understand why it runs or why it not runs, your code is a total risk. So that will be another point. It's like you have to be a good team player here. Also, if you have to change your environment, it's like you have to immerse in the programming field. What I mean with this, it's like you don't have only to know what are the different softwares and the tasks they achieve, but also it's like I would suggest listening to programming podcasts, seeing videos like this, trying to have all the culture immersed in you. So you just go to a swimming pool and jump into it, and everything 24/7. You are breathing programming. It's like you internalize programming. And for me, this is like a quick tip on how to everything that you want to accomplish, like a new skill or yes, a skill ability. You will develop on this field much faster in that just like giving a sum of hours every week is that I was like thinking with this thought in mind. No matter what I do, I am chained to a computer for the rest of my life in finance, doing this task in Microsoft Excel. So when I was thinking, hey, they suggest me learn to programming, I was like, why I will not just take out the maximum this device can do for me. Based on that, I changed my whole environment. I just translated all the Excels that I had to Python script, and in the meantime, you learn how to convert something. You are going to see the process of how a simple script is converted to something bigger. How something that is for personal use can be a commercial use that can be used for thousands or even millions. So you have to take in consideration that you don't work only for you. It's like your work only has value as how many people use it. Going back again, if you want to be a good developer, but you say like, I don't know, I want to develop only in Pascal because I think it's the best and just I'm a fanatic of the tool, you will not go far, kid. You have to be pragmatic on the matter. With this, I will say like another change of environment that I will suggest is obviously you have to give a shout to Linux. With this, I will say for a starter, use Ubuntu-based distro. I started with Body Linux. I really like it. It's look retro. It's really lightweight. And then I will give a shout to another distro like Endeavor OS that is mainly based on Arch. It's like a kind of Manjaro if you want to, with another taste and more stable. Yeah, you have to learn on that. Linux will give you like, hey, we will change the user interface for you. You can use the terminal. You will learn what the terminal is and fall in love with it. And you will realize that we screwed up with the user interface that Windows or Mac use nowadays. It's like with the terminal you have more than enough. You will learn how to command the computer. Basically, that means the command, and how the computers, in a sense, understand what you're saying. You will learn every command, and the computer will obey you if you are good speaking. It will be good advice to always make a backup. Not to say that I have some misbehavior on that. So you will learn how to use the terminal. You will go deeper and deeper on the matter. You will be very deep programming in all sense. I will suggest also to give it a shot to Beam. With Beam, my suggestion is like, it's very good to learn on constraints. And with what I want to say on that, with this you have more than enough. The mouse, you don't need it. You don't need this because you rely on how you use the computer so far. In the keyboard, you have all the key bindings and all these hacks, all these tricks that relies on what you already have. So you have to learn your craft in order to know what you want to accomplish. I will say, put yourself in constraints, leave your comfort zone. That is like, leave what you already know and start something new. I know for many it's like appealing. It's like we are designed to feel comfortable and rely on that. But why on earth should someone, for example, hire you to make a software that you don't have the skill for it? So having that in mind, you have to be able to break your comfort zone. And based on the beginning tip on learn based on your need, I will say another ability that you need to develop here is like break down a problem. It's like always keep in mind what is your target goal, desirable output that you want, be like as a developer or what the users need to see out of this. But also you have to break down what is the necessary steps or what are the ingredients that you need to accomplish that task. So you will know that, for example, in case of data, you do everything related with Python, and that's it. But for example, if someone says, hey, I need an analysis of the stock price of this company, and they say, okay, make me this analysis, correlation or any other calculus on the matter, and share it with me. And you say like, it runs in my computer. It's fancy, I can sit in my computer and it's fine. But you have to learn empathy in this case. And empathy means like, it runs in your computer, it's like you have to live. It's like you have to make something portable. And in this case, it's like you already have the task achieved in Python with the data in this case, but you know that you have to save the data properly, make, for example, an email and make a format out of it. You have to use HTML, CSS to make it more fancy and to give the email automated to the person that requested to you. Or to go beyond that, you have to make a website that display that data. You have to think of the front end. And I know, it's like many of you, me included, hate front end. It's like we are analytic persons if you are from the Python field. But you have to take in mind, it's like no one is watching your computer except from you. So you have to take into consideration how to make your code portable. And front end, you hate it or not, you have to acknowledge that, be aware of that. So, hey, learn a bit of front end, back end. I mean, like, in my personal opinion, web development is overwhelming if you don't know what you are doing. But for me, it's like you have to make a roadmap of what you need. In here is like the breakdown of the problem and how you are going to achieve any kind of all the steps individually, and how then you have to sum up all the pieces. That is to be a good developer. That is my personal opinion and experience on the matter. I hope you like it, and I will see you in the next time. Goodbye.